Hi everyone, Danielle here. I am set up for a solo game of Between Two Castles, Essential Edition. This was a game provided by Stonemaier Games, so thank you to them for a copy of this so that I could showcase it on my channel. This is going to be a learning game for me, so you're going to watch me learn how to play the introvert version of this game. So the introvert version is supposed to be an easier variant versus the more advanced variant that also comes with this game. So it says in this variant, you may play against the artificial player, Roberto von Roberg, and in contrast to the normal game, each of you builds a separate unshared castle. So that's different because typically you do share a castle. Um, when you're playing multiplayer, there's going to be castles in between each player, and it's in your best interest to try to really balance how you're building each of your castles. Essentially, you'll be able to build two castles, but in this introvert variant, they'll build their own castle. I will build my own, and this will be able to teach you kind of like the rules and placement and strategy of the game, and you don't have to focus on anyone else, just yourself. So I did all the setup. I shuffled the Automa cards, and this is going to be called the Roberto deck. I created 8 stacks of 5 random face-down regular room tiles, so I have a total of 8 here. I placed 4 tile-type cards, and I basically placed it in the way that it shows in the rulebook. So this is the order it had it in. I don't know if it's supposed to be random, but I did just copy exactly what was in the illustration, so I have it right here. And then you choose a random throne room in front of you. So I placed this in front of me, and this is my throne room. I get to choose a difficulty level, and you basically get to refer to the last page of the rule book. But in this case, I'm probably going to do the easiest one. So these are the difficulty levels. Let's see. So level 1 is the Fortress of Ineptitude, base score of 27. So that's pretty much the score you'd want to beat. So 27. Let's do that for a first learning game, huh? All right. And then after that, you'll place this gray castle token, and it will be called the marking token during your solo game. And then they do instruct you to remove one of the specialty room bonus cards that basically will give you a point for each specialty room in neighboring castles from the game. You won't have neighboring castles, so that won't work for this game. So this would be what your setup looks like. I will go through the anatomy of an Automa card. So let's go ahead and draw. So we have the top part. This is your secret room type. Automa cards are divided into five rows, but only the 2 rows marked by triangles are used. So you can see the faint triangles here. Let me bring it closer. You can see the faint triangles here and here. So those are the only 2 used for the introvert variant. You don't need to do anything else. So you're going to want to make sure you notice these 2 triangles, and those are the 2 that you will pay attention to during the game. All right. And so up here is your secret room type, and then here, down here is the tiebreaker. So that's how you'll know, if there's multiple options, what you would do to choose that. All right. So Roberg, which is the solo opponent, will consist of 8 columns, 1 for each non-secret room tile type, and each of these will rarely be more than 5 tiles high. Secret rooms will be placed into the columns of the other room types, and then from then on, each should be treated as a room from the column's type in all regards. So if it's in the column, it's going to be counting as that type. Okay, so you play using the 8 stacks of 5 tiles, one by one, and the 2 of you pick tiles in a semi-merged manner. So these are the 8 stacks that we're playing in this game, and it says for each stack, you follow these steps. Take one of the stacks of five tiles and place the tiles randomly in a face-up row. So let's do that. I'm just going to put them randomly. Okay, so we have 5. And then I will each pick a tile. So I believe, do I pick a tile? I think so. Okay, so with this marking token, I get to mark a tile. So as the first step in each turn, you must place the marking token above one of the tiles in the shared hand to mark it for possible future selection. So looking at my throne, I do get 2 points per those icons. If it's in the first and second row, it looks like. So that's something to note. So looking here, I think I will grab, or I'll mark this one. So I'm going to mark this one for possible future selection. And then Roberta selects a tile. So next I draw the top card of the Roberta deck and place it face up on the discard pile. So it says, if there are secret rooms in the shared hand, they are considered to be the type shown at the top of the current Automa card. So this will be one of those types. So Roberta selects a set of valid tiles. If no tile type in the shared hand has 2 to 4 tiles in Roberg, then all tiles are valid. Otherwise, all tiles of types with 2 to 4 tiles in Roberg, plus the tile you marked, are valid. She then selects one of the valid tiles and places it in Roberg using this procedure. Okay, so let's figure out the valid tiles. So it does say that if no tile type in the shared hand has 2 to 4 tiles in Roberg, then all tiles are valid. So right now there's nothing in Roberg, so we won't really have anything to do there. I'm gonna have to pull this down, I think. Okay. All right, so it's gonna choose the one I wanted, unfortunately. So I don't really know how that works. It says otherwise, all tiles of types plus the tile you marked are valid. Right, so including the one I marked, which is unfortunate. And then it says she selects one of the valid tiles and places it in Roberg using this procedure. If only one tile is valid, she picks that. Otherwise, look at the number on the card. The number is 7. So start at the leftmost of the tiles in shared hand. Count the number of tiles from left to right, going from one valid tile to the next. Wrap around. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So this is the tile it would choose, and I will place it into its corresponding column. Okay. And just so you know, Roberg never trigger room bonuses. They just place it into the matching column. And if there was a secret room, that's what that would have been. So I just reread the rulebook, and this actually doesn't mean that this was the secret room. It means that if there was a secret room, that's what that would have been, and you would have placed that into its corresponding column. And then after that, if my tile that I marked is still available after Roberta has placed her tile, I have to take it. So I will take this tile and then get to place the tile I took into my castle. My castle is not going to look like Roberta's or Roberg, so I'm going to have to decide for myself where I place this tile. So I'm actually going to place it here. And this tile is Dart's room. So just a close look there. There's some scoring stuff there, and depending on placement, I get to score on tiles all around it. If there are any spanning tiles, like a double one, it just counts as one. So, yeah. So that's what I'll do. I think there's a second scoring if I am below ground. I believe that's what that means. Then I get points for all of the tiles around it. Okay. And then as far as placement goes, oh, just notice there's a reference for the introvert variant. Maybe I'll just keep that out for my reference here. And then I don't know if we really need these. Whose turn is it? Huh. Yeah, I don't think so. I'll keep that on the side. But as far as icons go, I was hoping for an icon reference just to understand what it means. But let me just pull the rule book out and see. Because there are placement rules that I'm not too familiar with. Again, this is a learning game. You're watching me learn, kind of like in real time. Um, and yeah, I am hoping for an iconography. I guess not. Okay, so I don't think this has any. See, it's interesting because this is an activity. That's what the symbol is. And activities have to be placed at throne level or above. So I'm not sure how you would score on the bottom right, if that's the case. So I don't know. I am just gonna place it just right next door to the throne room because the activities could go at the throne level and above, like I said. Okay, so that was the first round. And then I think we continue picking at this point. And yeah, so it says, when no stacks remain, the game is over. Yeah, turn 1, you each pick a tile. Turn 2, discard the remaining tile. Repeat steps 1 to 4 for all stacks. Yep. Okay, so I'll mark a tile, and I think um I'll do the fish pond. All right. And then they're gonna draw. You're gonna go 6. So right now, there's no other one of the downstairs one. So I think we're gonna just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's going to choose the fish pond, unfortunately. And in that case, it did take the one that I marked. And so if that's the case, I get to take any one tile from the shared hand. And I think I'll pick this one, and this has to go either throne level or above, and I'll just put it at above the throne level here. Strategy is not going to be great here. As I learned in the game, it's hard for me to be strategic. But now, the remaining tile is actually going to be discarded. That's used. And then we're going to just play until we run out of the stacks. And then we'd score. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And just so you know, you do get bonuses as a player if you have 3, I think. I'll just confirm that. Or maybe not. Maybe you just score. But it does say remove the bonus card, so you must. I'm sure you would. Okay. All right. So now it's my turn to mark, and I will mark this one. And we'll see what Roberta does. They're going to grab 1, 2, but we're also looking here to see if any of them match what they already have as valid types. And I think there is just one valid type, so it's gonna choose it. I'm gonna go here. I may have played wrong just before when they picked their second tile, because it says if no tile in the shared hand has 2 to 4 tiles, then all tiles are valid. And then otherwise, all tiles of types with 2 to 4 tiles plus a tile you marked are valid. Okay. I'm trying to understand that sentence. If no tile type in the shared hand has 2 to 4 tiles in Robert. Oh, okay. Hmm. So that means it wouldn't have chosen that one yet because there was only one, and it would only choose one specifically if there was at least 2 to 4 of something in there. So it's not, I don't think it will choose this, actually. I think it will count the valid tiles, which I think is all of them at this point. So it's going to be 1, 2. It's going to take this anyway. Okay. So I have to take this one, and I'm going to place this here. All right, and then they're going to take their turn, but I need to mark one as well. I think I'll mark this one, and they're going to do this, and they would have chosen this because there's at least 2 or more in their column, but that's not the case here. So they're just gonna go and say that all of these are valid and choose the first one. Okay, we need to spread out a little bit to make room. It's taking up a little bit more space than I expected. That's okay. I had to shift things around mid-game, and then I had to choose this. I'm gonna go this way. Okay. We'll discard this, and then we'll get the next pile. I'm going to choose I'll choose this one. This is a corridor, which you can go anywhere. But yeah, let's see what they would choose. So first we look at what's in their area. And so they do have 2 downstairs, and there is already a downstairs out. No, there isn't. Sorry, misspoke. There is no downstairs out right now. So they're gonna choose any of these, and so they're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and choose this one. And then I'll choose this one as a corridor. I'll go down here. And then I will place this on this one here. And that's a fireplace, which is in the living room and has to go above. Okay. All right, and we'll see what they do. So I think any of these are up for grabs. So they're gonna count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they're gonna grab this, place it there, and I get to choose anything here. I'm gonna choose the Hall of Paintings, and this can go anywhere as well as a corridor. I'm actually gonna put that down here. Okay. And then this is discarded. Then we'll draw from here. All right. So I'm not too familiar with all the scoring just yet, but if I get my third corridor or third activity, that could be useful. So I'll put my marker here. I think it's interesting with the marker. Like, why shouldn't I get a choice later? But if it's still there. All right, we'll see what they choose. So they're going to choose the downstairs. If that's the only choice, then just gonna take it. They have 3, and I'm forced to take this. And I'll get to place this anywhere, and I'll place this here. That is my third corridor, so I get to get a grand foyer. So a grand foyer looks like this. So I'll just grab one of those, and then I will place it somewhere. And I think I'll place it right here. All right. And then I will mark this one here. They're going to choose any of these because they don't have 2 of any of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're choosing this one. And now they have 2 of these, so this will be a valid choice. Between these, I think I'll choose this drawing room. I'll place it right here. So drawing room has to be in the living room, which is throne room level or above. And we'll discard this. And now we're halfway through the game, just like that. All right, so we'll get this pile. And let's check, make sure I didn't get triple of anything else. No, not yet. I'm going to grab this this activity room. And then they will first see which ones are valid. They're going to choose this one, I think. This is the only one that they would be able to have a valid tile for. So they're gonna keep going up. And apologies that this is, oh wait, it's upside down. One moment. So that's not the one they choose. So none of these they will choose. So they're gonna go by the number, which is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Just my luck that that's the one I wanted, but that's okay. I'm gonna grab this bowling alley then. And I can place this potentially, let's see. Yeah, I'll place it here. Perfect. And then I will mark this, or should I? Well, when I place my third one, I actually have to do something here. So what is that? It says ballroom, draw, and then place 1. So I get to draw 3 ballroom. Um, is it 3? It looks like 3. Yep. Okay, so I get to choose. And these are my options. I'm basically looking at the scoring to see which one maybe I have the most of. And it looks like all of these aren't great, but I have no choice here. I can do, I don't even have any of these right now, which is pretty funny. And I'll get to place this somewhere. I'm assuming it has to be throne level up and up. Yeah, throne and up. Okay. I think I'll place it here. All right, and then the rest of these will be discarded. And then now I will continue with the drafting of these tiles. And I will choose this one. See what the Roberta deck says. All right. So looking at these remaining, they don't have any valid ones. So they're just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're just going to choose this. And then I'm going to choose. Yeah, let's go for the outdoor. And we're going to put it here. Actually, we'll put it. Oh, that's tough. Then we'll put it here. Discard. Next. All right, so with this, I want to try to get some more of the food, but I don't see the opportunity to do that. The food hasn't really come out, huh? Well, they've gotten both the food. But anyway, I'm gonna go here for the schoolhouse and hope they don't pick that because that's a really good one for me. They are looking at this one and this one because they have two. And then the rest, not really. So they're just gonna pick between these two and they're going for number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're choosing this one. And then I will have to choose the schoolhouse. I'm gonna place it down. Ooh, I can't place it down there. Okay, I'm gonna have to hope for the best and place it here because I want to get per connected corridor, and I believe if it's in a line, it should work as long as it connects. So I need a corridor here and here, if possible. I think that's how it works, I'm assuming. Okay, and then I will choose this, and they'll choose. So between these, this is the only one that's valid, so they're gonna grab this for sure. And I will get to choose this, and I'll place it right here. Okay. And then I will move on. I wonder how the bonuses work because, like, if I've already gotten bonuses for these three, what about this? Like, does that count? I don't think so, right? Some questions to be answered later. Um, let's see. Still no food. And I'll do, because I do need more living room, so we'll do that. And they're gonna choose out of all of these which ones are valid. Just this one, actually. So they're just gonna continue choosing that. And then we get to choose this, and I think we'll just put this right here. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to choose the billiards room. And they will choose between these. All of these are for grabs, so they're going to go 1, 2, and grab this one. And then my turn, I'll choose this. And I think we're going to do it right here like that. Okay. And then the last stack, I will choose a corridor. And yeah, I think we know that they're gonna choose this, but how come I remember it not? Could they have more than 5 in a column? I'm not sure. I feel like I remember each of these will be rarely more than 5. Oh, it could be. All right, so we're gonna grab the downstairs. So because a lot of downstairs ended up coming out. So that's what they end up getting. Because I don't think anything else they qualified to, yeah, was valid. All right, so we'll grab this. We'll put that right here. And then my final tile, I almost made like a perfect square, which is interesting. I think we'll go ahead and choose this activity. All right. In between these three, nothing is, well, they're all gonna be valid, so it's gonna be 1 for them. I'm gonna choose that. And now I have to choose the playroom. And I don't have a good choice here, but it is an activity. I want to see if there's a placement where activity might matter. I'll put it. I don't know. I don't really know. Think it makes a difference. Hmm. Yeah, because that doesn't matter. I'll put it here. That's discarded, and then we score. Okay. This is gonna be probably the most challenging part for me is the scoring. Um, so let's see if we can figure it out. All right, so I don't think I can place this here because there's nothing supporting it. So I'm just gonna have to place it somewhere else. And oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't think it matters for scoring. I'm just gonna place it here to complete that square. Um, but basically we're gonna get to scoring. And let's see. I'm gonna get the rule book and we have the scoring on the back. It says ballrooms are worth 1 point each for every matching tile in Roberg and in your castle. All right. So ballroom. I think I don't have, oh, I do. Okay. Cool. So let's do that. And let's see where I can write it. Okay. Let's score using this. All right. So the ballroom. I have one ballroom and we're looking for the outdoor. And outdoors, there's just 1 and 2. So we get 2 points. And then we score our castle as normal, but Roberg is scored in a different way. So we're just put me there and Roberg will be scored. It says start with the base score for your chosen difficulty. So it's 27 is the base. And then add points based on the number of tiles in the columns. 4 points for each column with 3 or 4 tiles. So we have 1, 2. So just 3 or 4 actually is just 1. So that's going to be 4 points. And then 9 for 5 or more. So we have 9 in one of them. And then you'll add the points based on the number of columns in Roberg that have tiles. So 10 points for exactly 7 columns with tiles. We don't have a tile here, so that's not the case. And then 13 points for 8 columns with tiles. So we just add up the rest of the scores. So we have 27 plus 4 plus 9. And I think I'll just grab my calculator for that. I know some people could probably do that in their head pretty well. Okay, 27 plus 4 plus 9, 40 points. And then for scoring of me, so I don't know about the bonus cards. I don't think either of us ended up drawing any. But I wonder if I don't know, they don't get bonuses, only we do. So if we did get a bonus card, that would have been helpful, but it didn't work out. Okay, so scoring, we should probably use the score pad for this. But yeah, let's do that. So what's nice is they give you 2 score pads in this, which is useful. All right, so we're gonna put Danielle. We don't have any food, and I'm just gonna go left to right, top, bottom, and then for the living room, and then let me zoom in into my castle. All right, a little grainy, but a little bit better, I think, than before. Okay, so no food, and then we'll go to the living room. So this is the living room, meditation room. We get 2 points per forest around it. That's 0. We'll go to the saxophone room. We'll get 1 point per around it. So 1, 2, 2 points. And then we'll go ahead into the drawing room. We'll get nothing there. And that's it for the living room. Our score is going to be so low, I have a feeling. We have 2 utilities. Let's do this one per connected. So the word connected, I have to try to figure out where it talks about connected. I want to make sure I understand the concept of connected versus like adjacent, I guess. So that one is a utility. So connected. The game storage will score 1 point for each connected living room in the example because there are 5 connected, numbered 1 through 5. It's all connected somehow to this room. So that's pretty neat. So let's figure this out. So this one is all about the activity room. So I have 1, 2, 3. So 3 points. And then this utility is 1 per connected corridor. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have outdoor, it's just 1, and that's 0 points for us. Activity, we have a bunch of activity. So let's go one by one. All right, so this one is, so what's with the slashes? All the activities I think have slashes. So let's double check the activity room. So this one says when you place your third, immediately draw 3, choose one, discard. In between 2 castles, whenever you place the 5th tile of any regular room, you may gain a specialty room. Oh, I forgot to do that. I have 5 corridors and also 5 of those. So should I do that? I think I should. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, this was just a learning game. Let's just leave it as is. That's how I decided to end the game. But good to know. I'm gonna have to play again. All right. So it says, yeah. What's with the slashes? I don't know. So trumpet room will not get much use if it is next to a bedroom. Oh, okay. Each activity room scores 1 point per tile orthogonally adjacent. However, each activity room only scores 1 point total if it has the room type it does not want. Oh, okay. So it doesn't want those next to it. Good to know. So we're good here. So 1, 2, 2 points for that one. This activity, we didn't want any living room. I misunderstood. So it's just 1 point. And then this one's going to be 1, 2, 3. This one's going to be 1 point since it has living room all around it. And then we have the starts room. So there's no downstairs, which is good. So it's going to get 4 points. So now we'll go into the corridors. So we have this one. So 1 per oval. So 1. And then this is 1 per oval as well. 1, 2. This is the same, just 1. This is about square. So I have 1, 2, 3. And this escape room is 1, 2, 3. So downstairs, we don't have any. Sleeping, we don't have any. Ballrooms, we do. So it's 1 per tree. So we had 2 points, which is what we stated before. So let's write that down here. No towers, no fountains, 1 grand foyer. So we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And then the bonus cards, we don't have any royal attendants and throne room. So 2 per. I'm not entirely sure about the throne room definitions either. Let me double check if it ends up being detailed here for the throne room. Throne rooms. Each throne room has 2 particular rooms that it wants to be adjacent to, and 2 specific adjacent spots where it wants those room types to be. The throne room scores 2 points for each of the 2 spots that has either of the room types it wants. Okay, so up to 4 points, I guess. So there's going to be here and then here, which is unfortunately we don't. So we just get 2 points, I guess, for the throne room. And now we'll just add up our scores. So we've got 2, 8, 11, 10, 2, 7, and 2. So we'll just add these up with my little calculator. 2 plus 8 plus 11 plus 10 plus 2 plus 7 plus 2. 42 points. Whoa. I barely beat Roberg on level 1, guys. So Roberg has 40 points, and yeah, I have 42. Probably would have had more if I had my specialty rooms, but it is what it is. This was my first learning game. Thanks so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'm definitely going to do another video where I'm hopefully playing and strategizing a little bit better, and I will do the next level, which is level 2. But for now, that is all I have. Let me know if there's any big glaring mistakes kindly in the comments. Please be polite. This was my learning game, and as every other learning game goes, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen even in a normal game. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.